Hi, this is a quick video on more internals of, in this case, a B1XFour, but it's pretty much the same on the G1XFour. So I've zoomed in, like what Uncle Clive does, or Big Clive rather does. I've zoomed in on the pedal phase, and I couldn't work out why there were 4 pins here, and now I worked it out, because this switch here goes from negative to positive, and the positive rail comes down into pin 3 there. 0 volt goes into the top, the wiper comes out the middle, and 3.3 into the bottom. That gets transferred to pin 1. Pin 2 is the wiper, and pin 4 is the 0 volts. Okay, so that's what's happening there. And the way the switch works, most of them are, well, all of them are, when the momentary switch is off, you get 3.3 volts across these terminals. And then the question is the polarity, the direction. So in this case, this is positive, this is negative. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the board. Sorry, getting in the way of the light there. So what this now does is let's zoom in here. These 1, 2, 3, 4 come in the side there, so we can tap those if we want. Now this, I'm a bit colorblind, but this red black means that would be the positive, that would be the negative. So this is the foot switch one. As you look down onto it, don't forget this is where the pedal is, this side, and this side is where the edge of the enclosure is. So we've got 4 lines coming in here, and then we double these. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by the looks of it. So there's 20 lines there. And then these ones I haven't done much with yet, but they basically go, I guess the data I don't know, because these are the encoders. There are 4 of them, and there's 3.3 volts on the middle one and 0 volts on the bottom one, and then this number changes as I move the encoder. But I need to do some decoding of the encoder, if you want to use that word. But basically, if you short that, it will act as if you pushed it. Now you don't want to just short it, particularly from a microprocessor, because it might do bad things to your microprocessor. But if it was from a switch, you might be okay. So if you recall, in order to change the tuner mode, we need to push FS1 and FS2 down at the same time. But I tend to think what we can do is to take a single input in and apply it across the 2 of them from a brand new pedal to plug in. So that's the idea. So we've got, I'm going to look at these. We've got these switches here, which are basically momentary on-off switches. So if you push these buttons in one mode, it will switch the FX on and off. Now, of course, you can do most of this, if not all, most of it, from the USB coming in, which is there, I think. I think that's the USB. So you can do most of it from there, but not all of it. So what might a circuit look like that can act as a switch? Well, something like this would do. So a voltage pin coming in from an Arduino, say, a 1 kilo current limiting resistor, a 547 is quite cheap and easy to get hold of, the base emitter collector. So the emitter you tie to ground, and the other circuit goes up towards your 3.3 volts. Okay, so here's an example of a circuit we prepared earlier. So here we've got the emitter tied to ground, so I'm going to get out of the way there, tied to ground on the 0 there. The middle pin is going through the current, let me get in circuit. The middle pins go through the current limiting resistor, and at the moment it's being pulled to ground, the bottom rail here. And then we're going through, for an output, we're going through a LED and up, in this case, to 3.3 volts via a current limiting resistor, 330 ohm, into an Arduino, yeah, a Mega. So now, let me hold this carefully. If I move this across here from low to high, it should switch the LED on, if I can move it without breaking it. Hang on. Go on, you can do it. There. So that switched it. Okay. So the next thing to try is this sort of concept on the bottom of a BCR. So let's go and do that. Okay, so now we've got a B1XFour here, and we're flashing the LED, and we haven't connected this in yet. Now, I don't know how I can do this. I don't have enough hands really. Let me see if I can work this out. I'll just pause and see if I can do it. Okay, so I'm having to hold the pin on the back there, but you see it's making it go between the bypass, the empty, and then the 0fx. So in fact, let me just change the preset. Yeah, so I change it onto the Ampeg SVT, and you can see that it's basically just cycling around and showing me the bits and pieces. And let me see if I can move my hand around. What I'm doing is holding that, I was holding it against the positive here. So give me a second, sorry, I can't really edit this, please bear with me. Let me get this reference piece of paper. So that one on the back right there is this one here, which means that the positive is there. So it looks like all I need to do is to put the output of the transistor onto that plus and send it a pulse, and that's it, it's switched. So I think what I'll be doing is wiring these across, making a little cut into the case, and then making a little box for this to live into, but it should be quite good fun.